Congratulations to the bucket list.
Hey, congratulations to the bucket list, man.
What's up, bucket list? It's the kid. Proud of y'all.
I just want to say congratulations to the bucket list.
Congratulations, bucket list.
Give the bucket list a huge shout out.
Your boy Chase Million.
Don't look, what's up?
Favorite co-host, Rockstar OZ.
And they are?
Oh, the bucket list.
Yes, sir.
You know who we are.
And we're back with another episode. You know what it is. I'm KG Money Green. I got
Rockstar OZ. Where the camera? Oh, it's up there. I forgot where the camera was. I'm looking right here in front of the TV.
That's usually what it
Keep
is,
going?
though. Yeah, keep going.
Keep going. All right, cool. Oh yeah, Rockstar OZ. You know, one and only favorite. Feel like I ain't done this in a minute, but I'm here.
That's real. Someone that flew all the way from Dubai with a turban on. We got.
Head ass.
Don't look in the cover, so.
Like the connects.
You know, we had the connect came through. You know, with that we had to shake some stuff up, bring in shaking the culture. You know, Diana with us, but you give them your own personal intro.
What's up, guys? I'm your host of Shaking the Culture. Yeah, that's all I got. You know, be nervous and be shy. What can I say?
Hey, it's true though. But honestly, you still fire at what you do.
Thanks.
This is the first person that ever gave us our outside support. I said upward, right? But support. She gave us our first interview ever. So we had to bring you on to season 2, you know, start it off. But I guess the first question is, how did you come up with Shaking the Culture?
Okay. So how I came up with Shaking the Culture, I realized that I was surrounded by like dope ass creatives. Ever since I started shooting at Camp Kirk Studio in like 2019 for my graduation, because I am actually in the medical field. I met some people there. Marco, Marley, shout out to you guys. And after there, I just started like taking photos. And first of all, like I said, I'm shy and nobody ever believes it. They're like, Diana, you're doing all these interviews. Like, how are you shy? Guys, I'm shy. Like, I'm just like, nervous wreck. I don't do public speaking. As you guys, if you've been to the bucket list, the Pass the Ox event. Thanks, by the way, for the amazing introduction. But like I don't do public speaking. I'm trying to get better at it and being in front of the camera. But I was like, all right, I have all these dope ass creatives that they don't get appreciated behind the camera.
So what motivates you to keep going?
What motivates me to keep on going is trying to prove myself wrong. Cause like I said, me in general, I don't have that confidence in me what people think. Like when I do photo shoots, I'm really not that confident. And that's why I don't like being in front of stages and stuff like that. Like I'm not confident in myself yet. So I feel like this year, like I moved out of my parents' house and that helped me a lot because I would have never done this or never started it actually. So with that being said, like what motivates me is trying to prove myself wrong. Yeah.
Talk about, you know, working with a team, or do you feel as if you've done more stuff individually, or do you feel like you do have a good team behind the scenes? 'Cause I know you can't do everything by yourself,
I don't.
But you know, just talk about the process of getting here and, you know, other people who've helped you along the way.
Okay, well, I definitely support, like, shout out to my team. They do an amazing job, like, especially because I'm so last minute, I have so much going on. Like, I do have a 9-to-5 job. Like, I work in the medical field. Sometimes I'm there until late. But shout out to the visuals. He's always been supported me and stuff like that. And also, like, I was going to say boyfriend, but it's not my boyfriend anymore. Shout outs to him, though. Like, honestly, I feel like he put me on a lot and, like, pushed me to actually start doing this. So yeah, shout outs to him, you know. And now I actually added some people to my team though. So with the audio and stuff like that, like the next couple videos, definitely be way better. Interviews gonna be way better. And yeah, sorry, what was your question again? Sorry, I feel like I went everywhere.
Oh no, it was just about building a team.
Yeah,
you know,
but yeah, like
that's how we got here.
Yeah, like, but like, you know, it's just really me in front of the camera. So I'm the only one that's like, all right, I'm interviewing you. I'm not interviewing you. I decide when I want to do interviews, which is kind of like, it's dope because I don't have to go against anybody or not against, but like discussions is just really what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I be hitting like people up and be like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
So is it hard to balance being in the medical field while you're also trying to run your podcast?
Yes, it really is. Just because I feel like I could do better. While I'm at work, I feel like I could be promoting, or I could be responding to emails and stuff like that. But it's like I'm in the medical field. I can't be playing games there. Like, so that's on like certain times. I'm like episodes when I release them. I feel like I should be promoting this day and that day, this day. But I can't. I'm at work. So it is kind of hard, but I mean, I still get through it. And like people like you guys like supported me after, our interview. So I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That happens
Yeah,
a lot.
I think
A lot of interviews we had people.
For real, cause like just going off your question, like building how important like building a team is. Cause I think our team in particular, like we help each other a lot with that. Like I'm not really a social media person. I don't really do social media like that.
Me.
But KG will like fill in with the visuals and making the content, and then we'll promote it. Or like if we need to schedule something, like I'll schedule it and talk to the people, get it done.
No
and
cap.
then, like, now we have a schedule so we can figure out what to do next, and then we got our audio too, and it's just like, so I see what you're saying when it comes to like wanting to be able to promote, but then you have to like allocate like
schedule
your
and
priorities
everything else.
responsibilities. Yeah, I know that is difficult.
Yes. I wanna know. Talk about some of the interviews you've done. Have you heard anything like? Have you got any like crazy stories type deal, or everything just been like kind of chill?
Not yet. I'm trying to think about the recent ones I did and the beginning ones. No, not really. Not yet. At least not yet. I feel like the people I'm about to bring up or about to interview, I feel like I'll probably get some crazy stories from
So what's
them.
your favorite interview you've done so far?
I love all my interviews, like I really do, because I feel like I learned all from all of them, for real. But it would have to be the one with the boxer, Antonio Primo, because the reason why, it really was. First of all, because my setup, the place we did it at, it was actually the ring he actually boxed in. Yeah. So that was fine. Yeah. That was fine, and it was different because, like I said, I never thought I was going to interview a boxer. And that was really us just connect, and now me and him have like a solid ass bond and stuff. So
yeah, boxers are fun too because they got their own little swag because they know they can beat your ass.
Yeah, without even saying anything, like you just know, like they're gonna beat your ass.
Don't talk too much because I will like knock your shit out.
That's real though.
Hell yeah, that interview was fire. So I'm not gonna care.
Thanks.
Like he was speaking straight wisdom, and I think a lot of people like they be forgetting like these are athletes. But they also have to like go through their own mental type of job. Like, them niggas
dedication.
Is really intelligent, bro.
No, I love that interview. That was my favorite interview this far.
So what are some other like notable? You don't have to tell us a favorite, but other notable interviews. Like if someone's watching this now, never seen Shaking the Culture. Like, what's some interviews they should watch right after this?
Oh yeah.
B Media and C. So that was my first interview I ever did. Yeah, guys, the audio sucks. Everything sucks. Hey. Okay. Actually, fun story about that. Like, I have a back story about that. So my camera guy actually deleted.
He's in the background.
He's actually behind the camera right now.
I don't want to say my camera guy. Sorry, guys. I know camera people don't like my camera guy, but I don't want to put no names on it. But my videographer. Actually, we recorded it the first time, and it was a dope-ass conversation, and B Media said something about, I hear just shaking the culture, something like that. It was so hype. Everybody was like, yo. But, so, he was going to send it to me, and somehow, some way, that actually got deleted. And we actually had to do it all over again, and that backed up, like, the way my plan was to release it, when I was going to release. So, it backed up everything. But we, B Media and C, we're like, all right, let's do it again. But yeah.
We recorded a whole episode and the audio didn't. Wait, what happened with the visual? No, we recorded a whole episode.
It's happened so many times that I lost track.
I was talking about the Jayla interview when we did the 30 minutes, great conversation. Yeah. And then like come to find out we ended it and the visual ended 30 minutes in, but we had the whole hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, we just never
dropped it.
Yeah, we just didn't release it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened with that one. But yeah, besides that, B Media actually, like, he dropped, like, if you're a photographer or creative, like, I say you should tap into that because that helps you a lot, like the way B Media described his journey and stuff like that. So B Media is a photographer, and then C is a creative director. We need more creative directors. I don't feel like we need, or nobody really knows about creative directors. They're like, oh, what are they? Like, what's the difference if you have a creative director and you don't? it's a huge difference if you have a creative director now.
Recently.
Yeah, so she's fire. Yeah, she's fire. She worked on BT, Nickelodeon. She has a bunch of things in her profile and stuff like that. So I should check that one out for sure. What else? What's another one I can check out? The one that just released with Brandy Flicks. That one's dope too.
I did see that.
That was a videographer. Yeah, he's dope as fuck.
I feel like I met that nigga before.
Probably. He's everywhere, to be honest.
So familiar, and I'm like, I know I met this nigga. I just don't know where I met him.
Yeah.
That's some Atlanta shit.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah. The one with you guys, it was pretty dope. We had a FaceTime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We talked about relationships and stuff like that. It was Valentine's Day week. Week after before or whatever.
Yeah, I was just sitting chilling that one. I was just the feature. Oh me, man.
Yeah.
Y'all know I can talk about relationships all day long.
Same.
But no, I do have a question. You know, like the rapper Pac-Man. Y'all know the big guy that made that. He live in Houston. Yeah, he had a. He still does his everyday job, and while he's still trying to rap. So my question is, are you gonna still stick with the medical field with the podcast, or when the podcast takes off, the medical field gotta, get some medicine, take a back seat?
Oh, actually, so I don't. I would.
Let's go.
I wouldn't drop the medical field. I would drop it for a little bit because my plan is, go back to school for become an RN and then become a nurse practitioner. Maybe. Like, that's what I would want to do. Honestly, that's just for my parents, though. So it's not really for myself. I love helping people. Reason why I'm in the medical field, but it's not really what caused my name. But I would like to later on with having Shaking the Culture as my foundation, have opened up my own practice, because my cousin's wife is a nurse practitioner and my sister wants to become a nurse practitioner as well. So I can make my own practice with me having the knowledge of being in the medical field as well.
I think that's a trend I've seen a lot though, with a lot of artists and stuff who are equally intelligent in multiple fields.
Yeah.
They'll know okay, for my young years I want to do music or I want to do this creatively, but when I get older I want to transition into this field or that field because it's more stable, more grounded.
Yeah.
What was that?
Older age.
What's the example of that though?
So I got an artist right now. She wants to be an artist. She's going full out, doing all that artistry. But depending on what type of artist you are, that dives down a little bit. You don't want to do as many tours as before.
I can definitely vouch for that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can definitely vouch for that.
You don't want to be going state to state, country to country every single week.
Yeah.
And
I ain't rapping that
what
40.
they were gonna do after that little phase.
Rapping that 40.
2 Chainz took off at 35, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, but it's
Shout out to
also
him.
Shout out to Titty
it
Boy.
just depends on your artist
know.
journey, though. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, some artists don't start till they 35.
Yeah.
But some artists kick off when they 17. You know what I'm
shit.
saying? So after that phase is done and you tired, what are you gonna do after that?
Yeah.
That's true.
Some people go into producing. Some people might not want to produce. Some people actually want to go into the medical field.
I don't go to acting.
Your next doctor could be Meg. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Hot girl doctor. Yo, bro, I'll get sick.
I'm dead.
Me and that joke faithfully
Oh
Tuesday.
my God.
Yeah.
I think it's my throat. Oh God. But for real though,
Yeah.
Damn, I had a Oh yeah, I remember. What was the first? Well, how was the initial conversation telling your folks? Because you just pointed out how they want you to be in the medical field. What was the initial conversation telling them? Yo, I'm doing Shaking the Culture. This is what I'm trying to do now, and I'm sticking with it. I'm still doing medical stuff. But
Why are you looking at me like that?
bro, you see what I'm talking about? This nigga face.
Because I feel like I've spoken to you about it actually,
We
so
have a lot
that's
of
funny.
conversations, yeah.
Actually, they don't know.
Yeah, that's why I made that face.
I mean, this is
I see how she's going.
But you gotta think though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. What's it called? That's so funny. But yeah, no, they actually don't know. They actually think I'm working right now at another job.
Wait.
Yeah,
But you are working right now.
Exactly.
at
I
the
am
other job.
technically. I am working.
You are working, but when this pops off,
They'll be like, they're gonna be like, yeah. No.
I'm with you. I got so many songs my folks ain't never heard.
Yeah, okay, so my parents, I guess, talk about a little bit about my parents or my culture in general. my parents, this isn't a job for them. This is just me having fun or whatever. So with that being said, if I were to tell my parents, hey, I actually want to do interviews, I want to really pursue modeling, I want to be a creative director, set designer, this, that, they're like, who's funding that? How are you making money off of it? You need a 9-to-5 job to have that stable income. Go to school. We like sacrifice so much for you to be here, you know, for you to do this. Like, and they don't mean it any type of way. That's just the way my culture is, I guess, me being Mexican.
No, I think that's all minorities.
Yeah. Yeah, because if your parents are like back home or really cultured, like back, like nowadays, you know, we understand. You become a YouTuber, you get money, you influencer, this, that, and third. But my parents would be like, no. Yeah. So.
And you know, we're talking about a different generation. You know, they come from a different
Exactly.
time when the stuff that we have now wasn't an option. Like, it was not even thought of to any extent that, you know, you can make money off the internet and do all these different things.
Well, I think in a sense, like, I was about to lose my thought. I feel like our parents did know that. I think their parents didn't know that, and that's why they gave us the creative ability to do it now. In a sense, like, for example, I'll probably say, I don't know Spike Lee's old background, but like the same generation of that, I think inspired those people to be like, okay, well, I can't do it right now, but if my kid wants to do this, I'm gonna let my kid do it.
Right.
Even if I don't even have the funding to do it, I will have to just believe in my kid at that point.
Yeah, I actually, that was something I wanted to bring up too, because like our past really defines like where we are now creatively. Cause like it's been people that's been like, look, I know this is not a 9-to-5, like, cause they always gonna push that, cause that's the tradition, that's what's safe, that's what's secure. Yeah. But like KG said, because of that generation that was willing to take that leap of faith, and now people being able to see where they are now they're looking at us like, okay, I may not understand this, but I'm gonna let you follow your dreams, and I'm gonna support you because I know I had dreams. Because it's some parents now, like, they're seeing their kids pursue what they love, and they're like, dang, I can do that too. Like, they're adults, I have to accept that. Now I have the time to go after what I want. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because then, like, to add on to that, like, you gotta understand, a lot of parents or adults, period, by the time they get done with their career, they're like, okay, well, now I'm retired, now I can do what I want. But at that point, you're 65, 60.
You want to chill out.
You want to chill, and you should have the ability to do that your whole time. And then a lot of people don't do that now.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree.
Then that kind of took a different turn, but that was some gems. Y'all definitely tune in. That was 15 minutes in the show, so we're gonna tag that.
You ain't picking up gems while you watching this. Just watch something else. Like, just don't even come here.
Next.
Like, stop.
But no, I guess my next question is, like, even though podcasting or creative people in general is not such a 9-to-5 job, do you create a schedule to make it a 9-to-5 job?
Do I? I mean,
You most definitely can.
yeah, I mean, I feel like you can, but usually when I schedule my I say appointments, thinking about clinicals and stuff. When I schedule like interviews and stuff like that, I really do like, okay, so I have 30 minutes before to set up, and then I'm like, okay, so let's say I'm here at 11:30, and then my podcast, knowing how I am, I just like to conversate with people and just vibe people out and just be like, all right, just chill and see what the vibe is, and then I start. So I don't think I do, but at the same time I kind of do, just because I've been working my whole life. So I use that to help me with making schedules.
Kind of just to add on that though, like, I think what people don't understand is like anything that you go after, especially if it's a creative or like your passion or something like that, you don't even gotta be creative. It's about like what you're willing to put into that shit. Cause like with all the promotions and all the creatives that you can make as far as like content ads are concerned, like that is a 9-to-5. Like people literally get paid just to create content for multi-million-dollar companies.
That's true.
That is a 9-to-5. It's just about like, first, one, you can't do it by yourself. So once you get past that stage, it's like, okay, now I got a team. I can allocate shit. Somebody focus on this, somebody focus on that. Like, we can break it down. That's cool too. But like, I just feel like school, like in particular, like what we've been bred is really just to put into us how to utilize our time effectively. And it's like once you master that, it's like, okay, you can do anything you want to as long as you're disciplined in the structure that you create for yourself.
Slightly. My bad. That's a good job.
No, you can go, bro.
Slightly off topic, but this may be a question for everybody. What do you think, like, in I guess podcasts specifically, do you think we should see more? Would you want to see more of, like, in that field? Like,
In
what's
podcasting?
In podcasting?
our media,
Oh.
and like I guess in the stuff in creative, in the stuff that we do, like all the seeing all the creatives in Atlanta and all that stuff. What do you think like is lacking in that field that we should see more of?
What I was gonna say personally, and this is one of my goals in life. I think the era of radio is starting to be obsolete, right, in a sense, and I feel like the next generation after this is gonna be people just actually learning that they don't want to be censored nowhere. That's the reason why radio is going obsolete. And I think it's going to be more podcasting firms. Like, instead of how there used to be just big radio stations, this radio station does this, they do soul, and they also do country. It's going to be a sense where now it's going to be just a whole bunch of different podcast stuff under that. And I think the one thing that's missing in today's culture now is that people have a voice, even though they Twitter finger all the time and that's how they speak, but the real thing is that people are still being held back by actually speaking how they feel. I think that's what the problem is. And so my goal in life was always to own my big own podcast form or be a radio host, but that's just something I want to throw out there. Yeah.
Taking it away from shaking the bucket, but
But yeah, I think the problem is people get censored now still, even though.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Man, that's all political though. Like when you look at an older aspect of it, like all the OGs, a lot of OGs are like censor themselves because of their profession and they feel like they have to. Like I'm the daughter of a teacher. So I've had to watch my mom literally like hide her personality, like her private life, simply because she the teacher. Like her students see her in a particular light.
Right.
The parents see her in a particular light, so she can't do a lot of stuff in public.
Right.
Like she has to keep that so under wraps, and I think that's really where I get my stuff from. Cause like I don't really like, if you know, you know. If you don't, all right then, that's cool. But like having that like type of atmosphere even within our politics, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that if you hold a position you can't say, but everybody know you done said it before, you done did it before. But we gonna act brand new while you sitting in this good little soup trying to make laws. But yeah, that's just my take on it.
I'm gonna let her go, and then I have a point I want to say.
Dang, I was actually gonna agree with you, like what you said. Like I agree with radios being so you can only say certain things, even with the music they play. You know, sometimes so it's just like no, definitely. I feel like podcasting is really gonna just take over the whole radio station and stuff. I feel like we should be able to host more events, more podcasts, like big events, such as like
That's the odds.
yeah.
Peter.
Yeah. No comment. But yeah, so yes, I feel like we should do more events and stuff like that. Like my goal was kind of, I know this wasn't a question, but with Shaking the Culture, I want to make it become into a festival, like a Rolling Loud and a Coachella combined, but with the twist. Yeah.
No, let's go.
With the twist of like having photographers, creative directors, another podcaster interviewing people while this event is going on. So that's what I want to do in Atlanta, because I feel like Atlanta, we lack on that. We don't really have a whole festival.
Actually,
It's like it's festivals. I don't think they're sent around.
Known for the festivals though, like
They're not sent around podcasts though.
No,
Yes.
that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
like it. I just want to bring a different type of vibe to it. Like instead of having like when you go to festivals, they have these all big brands or big name companies. Food wise,
Yeah.
I have a bunch of people that have their own small food companies and stuff. So I would want them to come in there. So it's just kind of all these small little businesses coming together in a festival. Yeah. Especially. Yeah. So that's what I want to kind of bring to. With like 3 to 4 years, I want to bring that, make it big festival.
That's pretty lit. What was you?
I was gonna let you go.
Okay. I mean, honestly, really, only thing I'm just saying, like, we're really like combating like present versus future. You know what I'm saying? Cause like right now, there are some people out there legit scared to step outside.
Yeah.
Just because of the way in which you know, COVID and everything has been like put out there. And you know, it's valid because that is something that's, you know, an issue right now. But like, how are festivals gonna be
Yeah.
In the future?
after this?
After
You know what I'm
COVID?
saying?
I think
It's gonna be lit.
it's gonna
It's gonna be
Oh,
lit.
shit.
What?
it's gonna be
Everybody, no more COVID. What?
Everybody could be all on top of each other.
everything's
Mosh
gonna be
pits,
taxed. too.
crazy.
I got something to tell y'all off camera. I can't talk about it on camera. I got
Okay,
something
bet.
to tell y'all about that off camera.
Nah, I forgot what I was about to say.
My fault, bro.
No, but I think, right now, COVID, I would say, has pushed people to be more creative. I think most people, there's only two people in COVID. Either I can't do this because of COVID, or I need to do this now, and I have the time to do it. And if you,
Wait a minute.
It was gonna fall.
oh yeah,
Nah, we got the next questions in there, so I ain't really gonna dive
but nah, that's real though, and I've heard both sides of the story. Like someone telling me like, man, I can't do what I want to do, and then in my head, I'm like,
Nigga, yes,
you have the
can.
ability to do whatever you want to do during this time. Even before that, you still have the ability, but now you have the free time. Now, if you're letting yourself and your own mental stop you, you can't blame that on COVID. You have to blame that on yourself, and that's what I be trying to tell people now. And just for example, like to go back to our podcast, I remember at the March of last year, during the middle of COVID, called this man. We probably talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Randomly said we should have a podcast, and then
But
from
that was
that,
before COVID.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, that was like March, so right before that big hit of COVID.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
But in the height of COVID, my bad, cut you off. But in the height of COVID, we was pushing it because it was just like we was already close circling around each other. And then we wasn't really going out, so we would just go to each other's houses and just set everything up and make that happen.
And you took the time to keep pushing. Now,
hell yeah.
if you're a person that just wants a 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, I definitely think everyone should have a stable job. But like, if your dream was to be a painter, and your 9 to 5 is virtual, just set the camera up, put it on pause, and start painting on the side. I just feel like a lot of people haven't been doing stuff like that or blamed it. But if you did have it, you have a sense of everything taken off. That's what I wanted to say.
I mean, yeah, like that's real though, cause like even me, like there was some bad times where like no matter how strong you are, your mental, bro,
That should be scary.
that shit is powerful as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like there'll be some days where I'm just sitting, I'm like, bro, I don't want to do shit.
I can
I don't
definitely
even
relate
look
to
at
that.
this shit. You know what I'm saying? But at other times it's like, if I got school, it ain't shit for me to goddamn put the headphones in, still be doing podcasts though. Like
Yeah.
we'll be in meetings, still be doing podcasts. Like
I saw a quote. It said, if you knew how powerful your thoughts was, you would never have a negative thought again.
That's real.
True.
And that's real.
That shit stuck with me.
But that's why COVID right now, even then we're kind of towards I'm not saying the end, but we're at the top of the roller coaster where either we're going to go down or we're still up there, right?
What, COVID specifically?
COVID specifically.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now, damn, I lost my point. Wait, bring it back. We're at the tide coming down.
Like,
We're talking about COVID, mental. There we go.
Thoughts.
During this time, that's why I'm big on mental health. Like, and I think during this time, a lot of people with COVID have either, there's been a lot of suicide attempts, a lot of suicides during COVID. And the power of your mental is strong. That's what I was saying. OZ made a great point with that. And that's what I'm saying during my time, I go, like I told y'all in other interviews, I go to therapy or I take walks through Sweetwater. Shout out to Diana. She just took a big mountain walk through the canyon, wherever that was. It was like a canyon or something.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but yeah.
But it was peaceful, right?
Yeah, it was
And it clears your
amazing.
mind.
And no phone signal. Like, I had no signal.
Yo,
it was
I'm
amazing.
going on Armando. Shout out to him, bro. That's my right hand brother. It's crazy how that happened. We'll bring him on. We got to, bro. Because the story how crazy. Anyway, I say all that to say, like, we even going on a hiking trip. Like, just to break out and just to, calm the mind. Because, like, that is important. And I don't think people, like, really understand, like, your mind control everything, bro. So if you tell yourself, bro, I ain't shit.
Then you ain't shit.
You ain't shit.
Real shit, though.
Your mind gonna take that shit and be like, okay, cool.
That's why
It takes
but that's why I take social media breaks. Cause
Yeah.
like, That should be. That should be too much seeing all this shit all the time consistently. And a lot of I've been seeing. Like, I was reading somewhere where a lot of like kids be feeling down about themselves because they be on social media all the time, seeing all this stuff going on, and it's like, oh, look at them, their life's so great, but that's just social media. Oh God, they got so much money, like.
No, honestly.
Because that's what you see.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're seeing someone else's success instead of putting the phone down. You're looking at yourself.
Yeah.
And you start to visualize, like, why do I not have that? So I guess the question, going back to Shaking the Culture, is, like, how did you figure out your mindset that this was the time for your podcast to take off? Journalism major, Hampton.
That was slick though. Okay. So before COVID, I actually was, the way I wanted to introduce Shaking the Culture in general though, it was different. Because I'm like, all right, I want to introduce Shaking the Culture, but how can I do it without me yet not being so comfortable in front of the camera? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit up every city every year, and I'm gonna come up with a visual. And I'm gonna interview, kind of like a short interview, like tell me about yourself, or how does this, that, and the third. The way I kind of try to release Shaking the Culture was, before COVID hit, I hit up Shop Amich. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He's amazing. I need to put you on.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, he's dope. He's worked with a bunch of dope ass artists. He's also a photographer, videographer, and he actually does music as well. But besides that, I hit him up. I'm like, hey, like I wanna come up with a documentary called Shaking the Culture Atlanta. So I wanna hit it. Yeah.
Like Noisy Atlanta type.
Yeah. Basically something like that. So I'm like, okay, so I wanna.
That would be hard.
So that's what I kind of did at first. But I was like, all right, it's my first time. Let me see how this goes. So I did that, and I'm like, okay. So I have a clothing brand, Ripe Atlanta or Ripe ATL, and then I had photographer Pablo Films, and then I had producer KB from $1 Million Basement. I don't know, you probably heard of it. Yeah, and a couple people I forgot, honestly. I'm sorry. But so I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this all together and I'm gonna release it. But then COVID hit, and I was like, dang, I can't finish it, or this, that, and the third. I'm like, dang. I'm like, so maybe it's not time for me to go ahead and do this. But then, so I was like, all right. But then I had another job. I used to work at Chipotle. So I used to do that. I hate Chipotle. Chipotle is not my life. I hate it. But that's another story. But yeah, so I was like, okay, with this whole COVID thing, I could, some Vine? I think it was a Vine. It was a white girl.
Or TikTok, boy.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, the birth of TikTok, Soulja Boy.
I'm dead. But yeah, so I was like, all right, so during this COVID, because I actually got COVID for a month. And I was like, during this time, I could actually plan out how I wanted to come out. So that's what we did. I also had DJ Mark B. I don't know if you know.
Hell yeah. Oh,
DJ
Mark B?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I got the connects like that. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. Me thinking I do, but I really don't.
She does.
Low key. Try and work them up. DJ Mark B. Yeah. So I was like, okay. I was like, if I could get DJ Mark B to notice it, or for him to actually be a part of it, then I'm doing something. I also went to Cam Kirk, the one that owns the Cam Kirk studio. I brought it up to his attention what I wanted to do and my plans with it. He's like, yo, this is dope. So hearing it from him, I'm like, yo, that's my approval. Like, that I'm not a photographer or whatever, but if Cam Kirk said this is dope and I see where you're going with this and wants to be a part of it, and he's like, here's my number. Right. Yeah, he's like, here's my number. I'm gonna send you this video, blah, blah, look at, yo, what? And I have DJ Mark B's number, and if when I mentioned to him, he's like, this is dope. Like, I would love to be a part of it. So even though I feel like they're just starting their career, kinda, even though they have so much already accomplished, but they still have so much more to accomplish. So I was like, if they see it, then I should be able to see it too. And I should stop being shy and uncomfortable and put myself in uncomfortable situations. So that's when the whole COVID and stuff like that happened, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just go for it.
Is there any avenues or other, like, I guess, styles out there that Shaking the Culture hasn't tapped into yet that you plan on tapping into?
Great question.
Or you pretty much work with like all like because you talked about photographers, talk about videographers, talk about creative directors. Is there another like category of people
Yeah, I mean, I have producers, engineers. I've done model. I interviewed a model in Detroit. I actually have the Shaking the Culture Detroit edition coming. So it's gonna, like I said, every year I'm trying to hit up a different city, and like meet a bunch of creatives from different cities and interview them and just go bigger and bigger. So yeah, so I have actually Shaking the Culture Detroit coming up soon. Yeah, I have some. Yeah, I have some connects out there now. So.
How was the interview with the she was a chef?
Oh yes. So how that came about? So before I started Shaking the Culture, I reached out to this girl in Detroit. I didn't know we were that far from each other. I thought she was in Atlanta, and vice versa. She thought I was in Detroit. So I was like, hey, let's meet up. And it was like, yo, this is hours away from me. She's like, where are you at? I'm like, Atlanta. And she's like, I'm in Detroit. So I met Tati there, and then she's like, hey, you should come out to Atlanta. I went to a private event that she hosted out there because she collabed with a wine company, an organic wine company. And she's like, I have a bunch of friends you can meet. They're creatives as well. And then we were like, all right, let's just do an offset. Like, let's do interviews and just go off the vibes and how, like, if I genuinely mess with you, fuck with you, there's going to be something to talk about and whatever. And I love that it was just girls, because I feel like people see me with a bunch of guys all the time, or interview guys, and it's just like, no, like.
I thought of that, but I can see why people say that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I love that out in Detroit, like no shade in Atlanta or anything like that, because I've reached out to some people in Atlanta and I just don't get a response back, and I'm like, all right, cool. Women? Yeah, women-wise. Because guys, I feel like I don't know if it's because I'm a female reaching out to you guys or whatever that you're gonna reply. So I'm just like, I hope it's not that, because I don't want like, no. Yeah, no, I don't want you. Like, no. Just business. Like, no, I don't do any, like, no.
Yo, her hands are killing me right now. She did this like.
Hold up, no.
Signal an airplane.
But that's
right?
A good point.
Yeah.
Maybe women feel intimidated. Like,
well, I don't know about that. It's just like, I feel like some females are like, did you really just say that? Hold on. Wait. My friend said something about that before, so it's like, maybe we should do something with that. I was like, no, let's not do that. No. But
I should have came with it first.
my like when I reach out to females, I don't know what it might be, but it's just like I don't really. If you guys notice my interviews, I don't really do interviews with females. I would love to. Like in Detroit, I had the opportunity to do more females, so that's why I fucked with it more. Because they were so open to like, let's talk about it, let's this and that. And females talk about empowerment, but empowering each other, but I don't really see it behind the post. So.
You have a response to that?
I mean, I distance myself from people a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just because a lot of people don't give out the same energy.
Great political.
Yeah.
No, I'm being
I know.
real. Like,
I know.
We just looking around.
I mean, they know they haven't seen it in action, but like, a lot of people don't be on the same energy business-wise or personally, as far as like making sure, you know, they're with their, like, what's the word? Not companions, but like they're equals or something. And it's like with females, it can get a little competitive. Naturally though. And it's like sometimes, of course, they want to have the cute photos and stuff like that. That's cool. But like, you notice like with some people, they'll post photos with the same stuff, or they'll post in the same like positions, or they'll go to the same areas. Sometimes it's not purposeful, but like it's just a testament of that competitiveness. So like going through that, like trying to break that down first, can be a little more difficult.
I agree. But yeah, I'm trying to tap into with more females empowerment and stuff like that, because I don't. Yeah, I just.
Yeah, we definitely got you on that. We know a lot of.
So all the women watching this right now, tap into the Connect and Diana.
Yeah, we know a lot of great women there.
Yeah, no, I believe it. Yeah, but as you know, sometimes females, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why. Maybe their schedules are busy or stuff like that. I'm not saying they don't want to collab with me or anything like that, but maybe it's just not the perfect timing, or there's other reasons why people don't really collab or stuff. Or like I'm trying to take a break right now and stuff.
I know, because like you're talking about like, because a lot of times you're approaching them on DMs and stuff.
Well, I do emails. I don't really do DMs. I don't do DMs. If there's an email, I'll definitely email you. If there's a DM, if there's my other option is a DM, I'll do it. But like I said, right now, I'm not really trying to do any more interviews. Kind of stacked up a lot, actually, interviews and stuff.
Alright, so, I mean, yeah. Watch, though. After this episode, like, we're going to have more female interviews coming soon. We can talk about.
Definitely.
But my real question is, like, I know a lot of people, when it comes to, like, enacting an idea that they have, a lot of what holds people back is, oh, somebody else is doing that, somebody else is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, y'all see right here, like, these are two podcasts with similar goals, but different, like, visions for what we got going
different
on.
styles, too.
Definitely.
Right, different styles, unique approach. So it's like, what in your mind got you past that point of, oh, somebody else is doing it?
That's a great question.
Well, I felt like you said, yeah, everybody does, like, there's a bunch of probably podcasts that are interviewing their friends because their friends are amazing, this, that, and third. I've actually came across a bunch of them like that. But I feel like you said, we all have different goals and different way we display that. So I'm like, okay, with that being said, let me try to do it my way and see how it comes out. Like I said, also I'm like, when do you really see a Mexican female be on this type of stuff? Or in the hip hop industry, or like any stuff like that, you see Puerto Rican, Dominicans, but when do you see a Mexican female?
Culture matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Hispanic, Dominican, they not the same.
Not everybody that speaks Spanish is Mexican. Like, let's get this clear. But I love being Mexican, so I don't know why people I don't know why people get so offended of them being like called Mexican. Just be respectful and be like, all right, cool. Like, let's. Like, I'm not Mexican. Like, just say it like that. Why you gotta be so offended? Like, I don't get what. But anyways, that's just another thing. Or like Hispanic, you're Spanish. I'm not Spanish. Do you speak Mexican? Is that even a language? How do you speak Mexican?
Yeah.
I'm Chilean.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
You're not wrong at all.
Yeah. So, like, with that being said, I was like, all right, I'm a Hispanic Mexican. Even though that sometimes it has nothing matter, but I feel like it mattered to me and my culture because, yeah. So I'm like, all right, let me do something. Let me shake the culture, and yeah.
Boom.
So
She been shaking it up ever since.
The end.
That wasn't supposed to be funny. I was supposed to.
But yeah.
No,
But yeah.
no Disney Channel.
Shaking the culture.
I'm dead.
But you already know what time it is.
Yeah.
All right, you know what time it is. Boom, bada bang. I don't know why I just said that, but last 10, 15 minutes, you know it is. Again, I don't know why we always got to go over this every episode, but if you don't know, this is the bucket list challenge. This is usually when we go through, go any over questions or dares that we ain't go through the show. And, you know, we got to shake the bucket because shaking the culture is here. So that's your first question. Wait, let me see. I feel like that wasn't a good one. I feel like she got a simple one.
Oh, okay, cool. I fuck with this.
All right, and then we still got a few left, so
I say Clay should.
we'll go with it. All right, go first.
Okay. What goals do you have for your career? So I kind
Kind of touched on it, but you can.
Yeah, kind of. Well, for shaking the culture, I feel like there's two different brands. I'm my own brand, like Diana Garcia is her own brand, and shaking the culture is another brand I have. So I feel like for shaking the culture is my foundation to like way more bigger things. For the festival, for I just want it to really become a festival and make it legendary for Atlanta specifically. For my personal goal, I want to become more of a creative director, set designer, and do more modeling because I've done that, but I had just been slacking on that. So those are my goals.
Shaking culture.
Yeah.
I can do mine.
I'm scared.
Mine just shake your head for the rest of the show. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Damn it.
All right.
Oh, she got it. We thought she was leaving. We like, tell her what it is.
This whole time, like, what the fuck?
So mine is just sit backwards the rest of the show, but y'all see the couch, so I'm just saying.
You could say crisscross applesauce.
Oh man.
Make it.
This is.
They can stand.
I mean.
All right, mine was shake your head yes to everything you don't agree with. Sheesh.
What don't you agree with?
Y'all gotta ask me something. And I guess for the last question, we're all gonna answer. If you can be.
Oh, I have one more.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
Oh yeah.
so
No.
you think I should, crease my shoes, bro?
I say take them off and
Oh.
then.
I should crease my shoes, bro. Like.
Nigga, that's funny.
Go ahead.
It would have been crazy if you did it. Oh no, you should have said crease your shoes.
Oh.
All right, man.
All right, Diane, your question.
Okay, so what's the craziest event you have been to, or been to? So I don't want to say like, I just got put on the spot at this event. So that I guess would be the craziest event.
What,
and it was.
Talking about Fest?
Yep, I got put on the spot. Thanks.
So, in that moment, okay, no, I'm not gonna say in that moment. After that moment, looking at it in hindsight, how did it make you feel?
No, okay, let me tell you. At that moment when I got put on the spot, I really wanted to go up to you and like take the mic. I wanted to go up to you and take the mic and be like, "Thanks for the introduction," and like just kind of throw shade at you. I'm not gonna lie.
It's got real serious. Real funny. I'm just shaking my head yes with OZ.
But no, like honestly, like, cause we spoke about it afterwards and whatever, and I was like, no, I see where you were coming from, and I really appreciate it because that's what I needed. Cause like I said, I wanted to get up and take the mic away from you and just talk my shit. To be honest with you, but I was like, yeah, and I was really going to, but I was like.
But the thing is, like, outside of this, like, I talk to Diana like a lot, and we have personal conversations. So when I did that, if y'all don't know what we're talking about, I was like, I forgot what I said, but I don't want to repeat it.
You want me to repeat? Okay, so the one thing that really irritated or got me in my feelings or got me upset was he's like, how are you going to be a podcast and I talk on the mic? And everybody was like, damn.
But that's not how I meant that.
I do remember that.
Exactly. So I felt some type of way about that after he said that.
But that's not how I meant that. The thing is, I know Diana's whole backstory and everything, and all this, and I'm just like, you have so much to speak about. The reason we invite you and put you in this VIP section and introduce you first is to use that platform.
Yeah, and I just get nervous.
And that was where I was getting at. Now, can I use better words? Of course. I'm a grown man. I can do that. But I think
after being a grown man.
But I just think I really wanted to push her to do that. Like again, like Diana has a lot of stuff she doesn't really say on any platform. But I just want her to use that platform that day to talk about it. But I understand that was the right place and time.
But yeah, like I said, it was cool.
See, on our podcast, we solve problems, not like yours.
I'm dead.
And with that being said, and with that being said, I'm KG Money Green.
Rockstar OZ.
What's up?
And I'm Diana from Shaking the Culture.
And where can they find you, Diana, from Shaking the Culture?
You can find me at IG on Shaking the Culture. I actually have Twitter, I believe it's just Shaking Culture, just because I don't really get on Twitter. And then my personal is Diana_Garcia with 3 A's.
Yep, and her TikTok is coming soon.
Yes.
All right, and appreciate you for watching.